I'm Zan Zan, the cameraman.
And I'm ZoZo, the board game girl.
With Overnight Games. Today we are chatting with Ben Moy.
Ben, can you tell our viewers about who you are and what you do for tabletop industries?
Absolutely. Hi, I'm Ben Moy. A friendly designer, I would say, is kind of my role in the industry. And what I do is try to put out some pretty fun games once in a while.
That sounds awesome. So you're a designer. That's really cool. How long have you been designing games?
Absolutely. That's a great question. I'd say that I started probably back in 2015. So if my math is right, about 5 years I've been hanging around in the industry.
Today we're here about the latest and greatest Breakdancing Meeples. So many questions. Do you work for Atlas Games, and what were the steps you took to design this game?
Oh man, that's awesome. So let's try to get started here. I do not work for Atlas Games necessarily, but I did have my design that they did sign and publish. So that happened 2 years ago when I went to a Protospiel event. It's kind of like a weekend for designers and playtesters to meet up together and try out different prototypes or games currently in development. Luckily for me, Breakdancing Meeples, which was actually called a different name at the time, it was originally called Break It Up a Notch, caught enough interest at this Protospiel event by Atlas Games that after the weekend, we began having a conversation about a licensing agreement, and that's kind of where this all got started, absolutely. So over the course of the next 2 years, they were working on some gameplay tweaks and definitely an artwork overhaul. And now we're here in summer of 2020 with a fully realized Breakdancing Meeples.
That's awesome. So I heard you have a lot of dreams every night. And that sounds super cool.
Yeah, it sounds like they're like super duper vivid.
Yeah. That's awesome.
That's absolutely right. Yeah, and I wonder if it's because I'm just such a creative guy, not to toot my own horn, but that maybe some game design ideas I can't quite put into real life. So I maybe have dreams about them, but I really do dream about all sorts of kind of random things. And I don't quite yet have an explanation, although a friend of mine just said that maybe eating so much cheese has something to do with it. We'll see. Yeah, maybe if I stop eating cheese and if the dreams keep going. But that's maybe a little helpful tip for you two if you wanted some very vivid and imaginative dreams.
That is really funny. And I also heard that, or have you ever turned your dreams into a game? And is that how you made any of your games?
Well, how you're making any of your games?
Yeah, let's see. That's really, really deep. I never thought of it that way. I don't think I've had any direct dreams that then became board games, although maybe last week I did dream about one of my current projects and I kind of like had a new idea for one of the mechanics or something. So that was really cool to actually finally have a dream about something that I love so much, which is board games. When it comes to my design process or my different ideas and things, I just have a lot of things that I am a fan of. So like giant monsters or breakdancing in this case here, not something that I actually do, but something that I really admire.
I think you would be good at if you tried harder.
If I trained a lot, yeah,
then
maybe.
Think you'd be really, really, really good at it.
I would hope so, yeah. Maybe 5 years of breakdancing, and then I could like do some cool moves that are like in the game or something. But for right now, not nearly ready yet.
I could probably do
this move.
I could probably do that one. Not that one quite yet, but I've done it. I've done that same exact one, but it hurts.
Yeah.
It hurts when you bounce on your head. I was like doing some sort of handstand with my hands out, and then my foot was on the wall, and then I lifted it, and then I pushed myself to the side while letting go, so then I started spinning. It did not end up very well. But yeah.
So I heard about Happy Hong Bayo.
Yeah, that's right.
we actually watched your video, and we thought that it was pretty cool. Can you tell us a little bit more about it?
Sure, absolutely. So I will go ahead and tie it over to Breakdancing Meeples really quick and say that it's a very socially driven game. That's the sort of stuff that I really enjoy, is ones where players are interacting with each other pretty often. And for Happy Hong Bao, yeah, it's a game where you're trying to end up with the most money inside your red envelope. So the idea is that every player has like a little envelope similar to the game Sheriff of Nottingham, and you're putting money or dollar bills inside. But every dollar bill that you put in has a special power that will allow you to change the game a little bit or trade cards with different players. Yeah, so there's that interaction aspect.
That's pretty much the whole game, but that's awesome. I really liked it.
Yeah. Thank you very much. Yeah.
I heard of Tyrano towns, and it sounds so cool. My favorite character is probably Roboticus, and he looks really cool.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, can you tell us a little bit about that?
Sure. So like I said, I have all these different interests, right? Like giant monsters, even pocket monsters, Pokemon. And so this one is kind of a tribute. It's kind of like my love letter or fan fiction for a giant monster or kaiju game. And in that one, every player is a giant robot or a Godzilla or a King Kong, and you're sort of destroying the city, but what you destroy, you're actually going to put onto like a new site as well. That's the kind of next step that I'm currently playtesting right now, is how to make that aspect a lot of fun. Make it feel like you're constructing something at the end, so that you can take a cool picture, of the game when you wrap up and be proud of what you've accomplished.
Yeah. So I thought of an expansion, or something that would be cool as one.
Already?
Yeah.
Okay.
Since you're destroying the downtown area, maybe you should be destroying the city.
The uptown area.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And then
keep going. Let me get some notes.
Then there's another expansion which you need to get the oceans done too.
No, that wouldn't really work. Atlantis. That would work.
Ooh, yeah. Keep them coming. We'll talk after this chit chat, huh?
Yep. Yeah.
Super cool.
How many games have you designed, including the ones you're working on?
Oh boy, yeah. So that's the kind of that's the rub, as some people say, is like you can work on so many games and maybe none of them end up coming out. So I've been very lucky with Breakdancing Meeples in that it was like maybe 1 out of 20 some designs, I think, that was signed and published. But there are plenty of other people who will self-publish games too. They'll actually take on the responsibility and bring their projects to life, their own games, through the use of like Kickstarter, crowdfunding, all that kind of good stuff. So often I'll jump between like 3 ideas at one time. So you've already listed off Happy Hong Bao and Tyrano Town. So those are the kind of 2 that I'm focused in on right now, and maybe going to try to find, like another publisher in the future for. But oh my gosh, there's so many that I've tried and failed. One of them is a hot dog game where you're like putting all the condiments on them. Yeah. And after playing it the first time, it was kind of not as exciting as Breakdancing Meeples. So I thought that maybe I would put it away for now, and maybe somewhere down the road I can pick it up again.
Now I want hot dogs.
Yeah, me too.
Now that you said that name, I want hot dogs. So how many are you working on?
Yeah, so I have a couple friends who work on only one design at any time, and I have some friends who like jump between 6 or 7 at one time.
That's us.
Don't think, oh, that's you guys. Oh boy, all right, well then there you go. Yeah, you know all about it. I think I personally can only hold up to like 2 or 3 in my head. And luckily that's enough where you can kind of just cycle through, right? So if you are kind of stuck on a design issue in one of them, then you just kind of take a little break, go over to something else, and then make that one work. And then you just keep flipping back and forth until they're all done.
Yeah, pretty much.
What's your favorite game that's in your company? what's your favorite game that you've made so far, and what's your favorite game from out that you haven't made?
Oh boy, man, Zozo with the really hard-hitting questions here. I think maybe besides Breakdancing Meeples, my favorite game that I've designed is one that doesn't yet work, but I really like the idea of it. And that one is called The Halcyon is Stormed. It's a sci-fi game, and in that one, it's the idea is that everyone plays differently, so it's an asymmetric game, and it's a hidden movement game as well. So on your spaceship, which is called the Halcyon, there's the captain who's trying to escape. But then you also have these kind of alien invaders on the ship as well, and they are all trying to do different things too. So there's like a hacker who wants all the files from the different computers. Then there's like a bounty hunter who wants to track down the hidden captain, and then as well the other aliens aboard the ship and everything like that. So that's a big project, a lot of balancing to do yet still, but it's another one that I actually brought to Protospiel, Minnesota. So maybe we'll see that one again soon.
Yeah,
When it comes to, yeah, we'll get you guys to play it hopefully. When we talk about my favorite game that I haven't designed, right now, I would say that my favorite is Reef by Emerson Matsuchi. And that one is really cool. I love how it looks on the table. And I love, again, at the end of the game, you have something that you've built up personally. And it feels really cool to be rewarded that way, that accomplishment there.
We have Reef. Oh, I'm gonna quick grab a Reef.
Oh, sure, yeah. And it's a really wonderful theme, and it's just so pleasant to look at. So I really enjoy games. Ooh, upside down. That's the one right there. That are short enough that it doesn't take up the whole game night, but also gives you these strategic choices and like has you thinking a little bit about how to maximize your turns.
Yeah.
That's the sort of space I design in, or try to.
Is there anything else you wanted to talk about, Ben?
Well, Zan Zan and ZoZo, I want to talk about you two, right? So a little bit before the show, we were saying how you both got involved in this whole board game industry and everything, but I was wondering what makes you want to do videos? Like, there aren't too many, I don't think, guests or hosts, I should say, hosts that are your age creating content the way that you are. So I was just wondering what stemmed that, what inspired you to interview different designers and feature different games.
Well, what kind of started us is that our first game was Ticket to Ride.
Mom bought it.
Yep,
so-
Mom bought it. She's not really into games because she's busy working on our games, which I wish she could do both, but she's working on them so much, they're probably going to get done really soon. Van
Hopefully.
Gogh, yeah. Van Gogh, we're just waiting for the art to come back in, but that one's done.
That's awesome. I'm
Pretty
looking
much.
forward to it. Yeah.
But then, this Christmas, we got the lights and stuff for the board gaming,
The lights and
and we got like a few board games.
yeah.
So then, from Santa, but then like for a year, like after we got Ticket to Ride, we wanted to do videos.
And then we
So
started,
we finally got
yeah.
stuff for
And
it.
then now we're able to do it.
Oh,
And
super cool.
so we get free board games every month
That's
because
what I
for
get.
Christmas, Santa said that every month Zoe gets free board games.
Oh, whoa.
And I get free Tinker Crates because I like
He likes to build
making
stuff.
things. So it's
Yeah,
just little
absolutely.
engineering kits.
Oh,
My
nice.
big one, it's just this robotic fan that you build, but then you're able to flick a switch, and then the fan starts moving at the front. But
Oh my
that,
gosh.
when I was carrying it to my room, it toppled down. So now it's all broken, and I can't fix it because part of the things are on, and there's nails in it, and a bunch of other things. So
Oh man, I gotcha. Well, hopefully you can get another one. And then maybe it sounds like since you guys are designers too, you'll have some totally unique components. Like, can you imagine a giant fan in a board game? Like, whoa.
yeah, like in one of the games we like, there's this there's a thing that you spin around, and then you could choose. But I think that wraps it up. Thank you, Ben, for joining us and for talking about all your super cool games.
I appreciate it. Thank you both for having me. This was so much fun, and I hope we can do it again.
Yeah.
And thank you to everyone who tuned in to watch. Join us next Tuesday for another episode of Chitz
and Chatz. Until next time, stay safe
and stay happy.
Bye.